Alright, everybody, I'm going to tell you how I became, got into boxing, okay? When I was, 3 or 4 years old, my sister's father used to always come, have me do a whole bunch of push-ups. I was doing push-ups, a lot of push-ups at a very, very young age. Very competitive ever since I was very young. Was in the orphanage, did a lot of, sit-ups. I wanted to be like Larry Smith. He had muscles at a young age. He called them body bones. So I would do thousands and thousands of sit-ups in my bed. Got very motivated by WWF wrestling and got very motivated by Rocky. So I did a lot of punches off of my bed. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? So I left the orphanage, got adopted, wanted to play baseball. That never happened. They allowed their son to play baseball, but they didn't allow me to play baseball. I don't want you to have a pity party. You know, that's life. That's what happened. You know what I mean? So eventually, I didn't want to be a baseball player no more. Went to a foster home, played Lake Lotto. Played East Providence Mohawks. Fell in love with football. We went, and also ran track. Didn't make it my 7th grade year. Didn't make the basketball team my 7th grade year. Made track team my 8th grade year. Was during the state. My 8th grade year, and then 9th grade, moved to Florida. A lot of great athletes, 3,900 kids in our school. We had Vince Wilfork, plays for the Patriots. We had a whole bunch of other guys. Very competitive. Played basketball every single day. That was when I was in the best shape of my life. I wrestled. I was 4th in the whole nation for powerlifting my sophomore year. Got into it, 130-pound weight class. It was a 138-pound weight class, but I weighed 130. When I wrestled, I would wrestle guys that were bigger than me, 152 pounds. When I wrestled, I was 130 pounds. And they were bigger people in Florida than there are in Rhode Island. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. I don't care what anybody says, they're bigger, faster, and stronger in Florida. They're eating something out there, and it's always sunny. It must be the sun or something, I don't know. It must be the type of sun that they have. You know what I mean? So, what happened was, anyway, wanna continue with football out there and powerlifting and wrestling and all that stuff. But anyway, I got kicked out of my foster home. Ended up moving back to Rhode Island because I want to play sports. Eventually, I played for I ran track, played football here in Rhode Island, and also wrestled. And I was starting to get the wrestling thing. They said if I would have had one more year, I would have been state champ because I kind of started out late. And when I wrestled, I was almost pinning the guys in less than 30 seconds. Guys that have been wrestling since kindergarten, almost pinned them in less than 30 seconds. But they skedaddled and used their experience to get out of bounds. But if I had one more year experience, I was just getting it down, But then high school was over. So I went into the military, got real big, got the fastest I ever was, the strongest I ever was. Started benching 320-something pounds very easily. You know what I mean? Strongest I ever was. And I started playing for one of the base teams. And when I was at the base team, did I show you this, by the way? Champs back-to-back undefeated 95, 96. And I used to go competing against the Marines and stuff like that. Ironman competitions and stuff like that. And first time ever leg pressing, I did 910 pounds easily. That's another one. It says bragging rights. I was benching, doing sit-ups, doing pull-ups, 135 push-ups in less than 2 minutes. All the way down, all the way up. 135 sit-ups, all the way down, all the way up. For the sit-ups, the crunches, in less than 2 minutes. I did 36 pull-ups all the way down, all the way up. I had to do a bench. I wasn't training for it at that time. I did like 250 for the bench easily, and then I did the leg press, and I was like, man. So I won that, and I thought I was gonna win it all, but I lost by one sit-up because I was being prideful again. So God slapped me down. Whenever I got prideful, God slapped me down. Football, God slapped me down. I was playing for Marine Corps base team. I had started running back, kick, return, defensive end. I was running the ball, juking everybody. No one could catch me. I was fast. It's quick. And I tore my ACL. And after I tore my ACL, in surgery, when they intubated me, they put a tube down my throat. They had my neck in somewhat a weird position. I woke up with nerve damage in my neck, in my shoulder, all of my lats, and in my arm. And my goal was to get strong and play football once again. and boxing was what got me back into shape. During that time, the Contender was going on. Peter Manfredo was from Rhode Island. I'm originally from Rhode Island, so I was definitely voting for Peter Manfredo Jr. And I was very hurt. I cried. I stayed up in the clinic all night because I never TV because I wanted to watch the fight. And I believe he beat Sergio Martinez, not Sergio Martinez, Sergio Mora, the second time. And so I was really hurt by that. But he inspired me to get into boxing. That whole show. I want to represent Rhode Island. I've always been representing Rhode Island when I lived in Florida. My nickname on the football team is Rhodey, Rhode Island, Rhodes. So people always picked on me because of my accent. Hey Doc, when I was in the Marines, attached to the Marines, hey Doc, hey, here's a rock, welcome home. Well, anyway, so I went out to a boxing gym, got trained by Mighty Manny Melchor, 2-time world champion. But I was still injured, so it was very hard for me to walk and move and stuff like that and run. But I ended up going in there, thought I had the strongest right hand in the world. I was benching 320, got rocked. I got whooped up by a 2-time ringside champion right away. I went in there the second day in the gym. He's like, you want to spar? He wanted to pick on me because I was swole. And he was like this little Mexican cholo, black and Mexican cholo. He whooped me up. I had 2 black eyes, I had a messed up nose. And then I went against this other kid, whooped me up. He spun me around and still was hitting me. Then I went against this Navy SEAL, and he was 200-something pounds, and he's been fighting for a while. I went up against him, and he whooped me up. And Mighty Manny Melchor, the champion, he's like, "Hey, can you handle his power?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can handle his power." And I kept going. Then I went to this other gym because it was like $200 a month. Went to this other gym. And it was in the ghetto, and this kid, he was this 29-year-old. At that time, I was like 24, 25, and he started whooping me up, and he wouldn't even let me hit the bag until I learned how to walk, up and down the line, up and down the line, up and down the line, going in a circle, left, right, and then what happened was, he dropped me to the body a couple times, and he also broke my nose. I had to get nose surgery because I couldn't breathe, and I still sparred 2 weeks after I got, after my nose was busted and I couldn't breathe. I had to get the surgery. And then what happened was I went in there one more time and I did a whole workout. He's like, "Do you want to spar?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he dropped me. He dropped me good. Like I had no legs. No legs at all. My legs were gone. I got up before the 10 count and I said, "Hey, let's keep sparring. And then by God's grace, 3 seconds the bell rang. And I was like, "Oh, that was fun. That was exciting. Wow. I'm glad to experience that, to know what it feels like to get knocked down." I was psycho in my head. You know what I mean? I just wanted to know what it felt like to get knocked down, so I know. So, and then I came out to Rhode Island, went to a whole bunch of different gyms, went to Nickerson, went to, first I went to Silver Lake, Bolettos, didn't really get trained, went to Nickerson, got promised fights, never happened with Leonard Brown, and then I went over to David Lopes, Four and Golden Gloves, but they didn't really work with me. Then I went over to 4-1. The communication breakdown, said that I was going to go pro, communication breakdown. And then I went to Manfredo's, and then I left Manfredo's, went to Nickerson, then I went back to Manfredo's, then I went back with Stingray again. There was a lot of communication breakdowns. I got to talk real fast because the video is about to end. And so whenever there was communication breakdown, I'll go. I don't chase every place. I just kept going, kept moving and grooving. But I'm kind of getting bored with boxing. I don't know if I'm going to do boxing. I kind of like it. When I'm in shape, I do all right. You know what I mean? I might do some kung fu because I always want to do kung fu. I want to be able to do a backflip before I die. And I want to be able to dunk a basketball. And then I want to play football one more time. All right? And then I'm done. All right? God bless, man. I'm out. Peace. That's all I got to say. I hope you like my story. All for God's glory, though. Nothing will be possible without God in my life. None of these accomplishments, these trophies. And you know what? You can't bring these trophies to heaven with you when you die. You can't bring a world champion belt with you when you die. You can't bring none of that with you when you die. So Jesus Christ, He's what I love. I love Him.